Hey, how are you? Well, I hope you had a nice break. I had a nice break, but I am ready to be back in the shop. I just like routine, and I like being out in the barn here. It's a nice place to work. So I'm going to start this year off really a lot like I did last year with some organizational projects. I was really happy with the way this project turned out. You might remember there was some old brown cabinets here, and I just think that this looks a lot better on video, and it's just a lot nicer to have everything where you can see it. So I've got an area over there by the plywood bin that I'm going to work on Friday. And I also have another cabinet. This is an old cabinet that was in my basement, and I'm going to repurpose that cabinet over here and dress it up with a little bit of molding, and that should be enough for this week. But then I've got another area over there. That side of that corner of the barn is just a total mess. And I've got a cabinet over there. I might put it on the wall, but I also have a welder over there because I used to do a lot of welding in the barn before it was a wood shop. And the plan is to move that welder outside onto the welding deck that I built last spring and store the welder in a cabinet that's almost like a small shed. And that way I'll be able to start welding and hopefully building a few projects where I'm combining steel and wood. And I'm looking forward to that. That should be a lot of fun. And I've made a short list of what I'm referring to as reasonable goals for 2015. So organizing the shop is definitely number one. Number two is moving the dust collection system outside and putting a really good dust collection system in the barn. I've got a building that's attached to the north side of the barn. It's kind of like a lean-to, but it's in really bad shape and it's filled with junk right now. So the plan is to fix that building up, put the dust collector out there, and then also make that maybe a finishing room or something. If I can get that done, I'd be really happy. Also, I want to make 2 more chairs this year. My modern chairs project is probably my most popular video that I made in 2014. So I want to make 2 more chairs, a little bit different design, and I'm looking forward to that. I want to make, this is an ambitious project I think, but I want to put a raised bed garden out here between the barn and the beehive. I think that'll look nice. And I've always wanted a nice garden, but the problem with gardening here in this part of New Jersey is we've got so many deer that it really becomes a project because you have to fence up really high. So if I do that, that should be kind of a cool project because I'll have to make a gate, I'll have to make a ramp, I think, to get into the garden. And talking about the beehive, I will be making another beehive probably in about 6 weeks because I think that that's when a lot of the beekeepers are going to get started into the season. And the last beehive that I made, I didn't provide plans, and I get emails all the time. People just want plans for the beehive. So when I build this next beehive, I'll make sure that there's plans and I'll put them up on my website. So that's something to look forward to if you're planning on getting into beekeeping this year. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is looking into some sound dampening ideas so I have less echo in the shop here. And I guess that's about it. That sounds like a lot to me anyway. One thing I did want to mention is I used to always write my ideas on my phone, right in the notes area. And that's good. It's always good to scroll through your ideas and maybe think of something. But what I've started to do is write my idea down and then draw a little picture of it. And I think that that's going to help me really be clear on the projects that I want to build. Because if you think about it, once you start to draw a project, you've really started the first step of the building process. So that might be something that you want to adopt into your own creative process. I think that probably by the end of the year, this book should be full. So I can see this being very helpful for me. I hope you'll tune in on Friday and see how these projects turn out, and I'll see you then.